Fishing is one of the most boring skills in hypixel skyblock for the early game players. While you're at the start, so let's say level 1 to level 30, it's really boring. It's just lava, water fishing, and just that's it. It's just like normal vanilla fishing with no interesting mobs. But after that, it gets interesting because after 30, you unlock this little guy, the Thunder. And this, let me tell you, is really, yup, as you can see, it's my first Thunder and I got a flash book. It's worth 5 million coins. While it is one of the most boring skills in Hypixel Skyblock, I believe it is the best in Hypixel Skyblock. The reason is not because of progression, but because of how easier it gets the further you go away. While you may say that it's the same for most of the things, if you see, a good mining setup will cost you easily minimum 3 billion coins, while a mediocre fishing setup can easily get those rates that the 3 billion mining setup does, but for far less coins. So like for example, my setup, I can make around 30 mil to 40 million coins an hour, and for this I have this 200 mil fishing rod, this let's say 200 mil armor, 400 mil, and a 30 million pet. That's 430 million coins, which is 1/4 of the cost that you would need in the mining setup. And just not the cost, even you need to have a good amount of ping, you need to have low latency for the mining to be good because of just techniques with the ticks and how the gemstones break. But even with those accounting on your favor, mining is still quite boring because mining is just mining some glass panes and that's it. Yeah, it does has some other ways like diamond mining and all, but let's just not get into that because that does take quite a bit of concentration. While for fishing, as you can see, it's not that boring in my opinion and not that focus intensive, so I can just watch let's say a show on my other screen while I'm fishing, and boom, I made 40 million in that hour while watching a show. And not just because of the fishing is just locked to one island, you can fish in almost every island in Hypixel Skyblock. For example, right now I'm fishing in the Crimson Isle. You can fish in the new Lotus Atoll. You can fish in Backwater Bayou. You can fish lava sea creatures. You can fish water sea creatures. The list goes on and on. And there's just so many mobs that you can kill that you will never get bored of fishing the same mobs up again and again. And not just that, in mining you get a fixed coins per hour rate, which is good to some degree, but it's not good for the dopamine, right? Skyblock players, we need dopamine and we need that rush. With fishing, you will get stable coins, but occasionally you will also get these rare mobs that I got at the start: thunders, lord jobbers, fiery scuttlers, things like that. And those will drop their RNG drops. Like I dropped a flash book worth 5 million coins, and I also got some thunder sparks. If you spawn a lord jobbers, you have a guaranteed chance to drop its fragment, the magma lord fragment, which on AH is going for 5 million coins, and that's guaranteed if you spawn it yourself. That's not an RNG. RNG that it does drop is unradioactive vial, which is worth 47 million coins. Can you imagine dropping a 47 million coin item and making the amount of money you would make in an hour with just one mob? That's the kind of thing fishing can do. And as for the weapons for fishing, you can basically use any mage weapon and you will probably kill all of the mobs. The only mobs I had difficulty killing was Lord Jobbers, and for that I used my Flaming Flay, which you do unlock at level 48 I believe, so you can get that if you just fish and make money. Like for example, I just spawned a lot of jobbers, so I'll just switch to my gear, go down, and I'll show you how easy it is with this pretty mid hype, I'd say. Just see how easy it is. Okay, I do run out of my mana. Yeah, I killed him. I got a magma lord fragment that's worth 4.8 mil. And not just that, I also got a lord jobbers shard, which is worth, each is worth 144 million coins. Sorry, 144,000 coins, which getting from a guaranteed drop, that's pretty good in my opinion. And as you saw with my Hyperion, I could easily kill it. You could also use a flaming flare, a soul whip, a fire whale wand. You can basically use any mage weapon, and if I say, you can probably get around using a melee weapon like a giant cleaver, Felthorn, Bouquet of Lies, just for the earlier low tier mobs, which it's still good. I mean, you can easily pick up a fire whale wand for 6 million coins, and with just that, yeah, you can do pretty good damage, I'll say that. Even with the 6 million coin weapon, you can do pretty good. Obviously, it would be better if you have a hype. For my whole fishing 50 grind, I didn't have a hype at all. I used soul whip for the first stage, and after I unlocked the flaming flare, I used the flaming flare, and it did phenomenal work. And I would argue that you don't even need a Hyperion or a Firewheel wand to do lava fishing or high tier fishing. You can just buy the dedicated weapon for sea creatures, which is the Soul Whip and the Flaming Flare, and it would probably outshine the Hyperion in terms of sea creatures, if I'm being honest, because it has a perk where it does 2x the amount of damage to sea creatures. So that includes water sea creatures, lava sea creatures, all of them. It took me, I think, 1.5 months to go from level 0 to level 50. Yeah, so it will take some time, but the amount of money is really good, because just from level 20 to level 50, I have made over 400 million coins. And in the whole of my journey to level 50, I've easily made 450 to 500 million coins. So try it out, see it for yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.